Alright everybody, so I have a bit of a tougher riding around video to talk to you about today. I actually went to the doctor this morning and there were a couple things that I wanted them to check out, but one of them was my voice. And if you don't know, my voice is kind of my livelihood. I travel around the world and speak at different things, and I also, when I wrestle, I use my voice, and I work at a psychiatric treatment facility and I use my voice. Well, since December, my voice has really been bothering me, and my throat has really been bothering me, and it's been kind of tough, just because anytime I use my voice or anytime I try to sing or anything like that, my voice gets really strained. And there are times when I even lose my voice, where I'll be yelling in the ring, and then right after the match, I can't even use my voice, which is really frustrating when you're a person who's used to using their voice as much as I use my voice. I also like to talk to people, and I counsel people, and I use my voice all the time. And since about December, I've just had problems with it. Anytime I use it, I just feel strained. I lose my voice sometimes for a period of 24 hours, or I can't really talk as good after I may have strained it more. So I went to the doctor today and asked them about what might be going on, and they are going to refer me to an ear, nose, and throat doctor who's going to scope out my throat and just make sure that everything is okay. But it looks like what may have happened is I strained or damaged one or both of my vocal cords. And if that is the case, then what that means is I will have to go through the Adele treatment, is what I'm calling it, just to make it funnier than what it actually is, which would mean that I actually am going to have to be silent for about 6 weeks. And it looks like the best time for me to do that will be in about mid-March, and then go from 6 weeks following that. So I'll be silent during all of that time, which means I won't be able to sing, I won't be able to speak, I won't be able to yell, I won't be able to do any of those things, because I will be resting my voice. And to me, it really feels like an attack. There's a lot of really exciting things coming up for me. Luckily, though, a lot of those things are coming up in the fall. I've got a trip to Germany and to speak around the country of Germany, which will be so cool. That's in the fall. I've got several colleges that are wanting to book me. Those are all in the fall. And so I think that maybe God has kind of worked this out to where I can have 6 weeks to be silent. And if there's one thing I know, and there's one thing I've been telling people who I've been given this report to, it's that whatever the enemy intends for evil, God can use it for good, and God will use it for good as long as I allow Him to do that. So I may have to be silent for 6 weeks. That might be the truth. I may have to be silent for 6 weeks. But there's two things that I kind of see as potentials. Number one, God is going to use this as a way to show miraculous just healing, that my voice is just going to be completely okay. I'm going to not feel any more pain. There's not going to be any more strain. And the only way to explain it is going to be through what God has done. The other way is that I might have to actually be silent for 6 weeks. And that would really suck for somebody like me who likes to talk as much as I do, who likes to sing as much as I do, who likes to interact with people as much as I do. But if I have to be silent for 6 weeks, here's what I know. And I would shout this to the devil if I thought he was worth my time. But what I can say is that if I have to be silent for 6 weeks, all that means is that I'm going to get 6 weeks to be thinking and praying and being silent and listening to what God wants me to say. And when I come back, I will be spitting fire hotter than any fire I have ever spat before, and that God is going to use my voice to reach the entire world. And I know that that's the case either way, but if you give me 6 weeks alone and silent to just listen, you better believe that when I come back, I'm going to have some things to say that are going on His throne where He rightfully belongs. In Genesis chapter 50, verse 20, we find the end of the story of Joseph. And in that story, he says, what you intended for evil, God was able to use for good. And so what I want you to know is no matter what report you're getting, no matter what's going on, that God's love is so much greater than any report that you might get. And that God's love is able to turn around anything that the enemy is wanting to use for evil, he'll spin it around for good. So I'll keep you posted on where this is going and on what's going on with my voice and everything. But just know that whether I'm healed or whether it takes 6 weeks of silence, God will get the glory, because his love has already won my fight. I'll talk to you all again very soon. Peace.